drives, where truth dances boldly and fiction takes flight. Every corner a saga, every line a new view. Sanglikar's Weekly, it's all here for you.
And for the first Saturday of August 2025, a few stray thoughts, and a few general remarks, and a few points of view, by way of a roundup of the week. All my own musings.
Like, message of the week, beware of the emperor.
In a not so far off kingdom, in a not so far off day, lived a spoiled and whiny emperor who always got his way. He loved power, fame, and money, but his favorite love of all smirked and made come hither rise from the great mirror on his wall. Though they hated him, were in it for themselves. They kissed his ring and played along, replacing truth with wealth. They fawned and called him marvelous, a king beyond compare. He'd nod then check the status of his makeup, tan, and hair. He said, I need a procession because it is my birthday. The people need to bow to me, so put on a parade. I want to look my very best, so gild me in pure gold. I'll be the king decked out in bling, a wonder to behold. His tailors brought him golden threads, he said they looked too bland. So they had sourced to China, he said tariffs on that land. They scratched their heads, then winked and grinned, a greedy, clever pair. Then smiled, we found the best for you, you'll have such robes to wear. The finest golden eagle spiders spun the silk for you. It's very patriotic and the shiniest gold too. So very bright that commoners can see its godly glow. For only the most special clever ones will see it show. Couldn't see a thing, did that mean he was dumb? Not possible, he held the thread and stroked it with his thumb. Such golden thread so bright it hurts my eyes, that's fit for me. Now weave it into garments that will stun the world to see. Sewed and folded air each time he passed their way. Then laughed, relaxed, and dreamed about how they would spend their pay. At last they said, your clothes are done, a masterpiece you see. He squinted, gulped, and grinned and said, tremendous clothes for me. Birthday, the big parade, the streets with crowded throngs. Uncomfortable and scared as hell, they'd better play along. And papa to oohs and ahs, he finally came in view. His flabby gut swung as he waved, what's this, the emperor's nude? The gleeful roar rose through the crowd, a glorious giddy sound. They pointed at his wobbly flesh and rolled upon the ground. His face turned pale while at his feet his groveling sycophants winked in fear, their end was here, that fool has got no pants. So if you have an emperor who thinks he's heaven's gift, but spends his days in crooked ways on the art of the grift, do not believe he will succeed when doubt comes and attacks. No golden meager spider thread can cover up his cracks.
Our Parliament, our way. Protests rocked the Parliament for the first 2 weeks. Long debates on Operation Sindoor were held in both the houses. At the end of it, the perpetrators of Pahalgam attack were killed.
Like, the parliament debated Operation Sindoor for long hours. Though there was no answer to how many jets we lost, opposition tone was pathetic.
You are watching Sanglikar's Weekly.
Operation Sindoor. Discussion highlights.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, यदि मैं इसे और भी प्रैक्टिकल तरीके से समझाऊं तो किसी भी परीक्षा के परिणाम में रिजल्ट मैटर करता है। यदि किसी परीक्षा में कोई बच्चा अच्छे मार्क्स लेकर आ रहा है तो हमारे लिए उसके मार्क्स मैटर करने चाहिए। हमें इस बात का ध्यान नहीं रखना चाहिए कि एग्जाम के दौरान उसकी पेंसिल टूट गई थी या उसकी पेन खो गई। अध्यक्ष महोदय, अल्टीमेटली रिजल्ट मैटर करता है और रिजल्ट यह है, अध्यक्ष महोदय, अल्टीमेटली रिजल्ट मैटर करता है और रिजल्ट यह है अध्यक्ष महोदय कि ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान हमारी सेनाओं ने जो लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया था उन लक्ष्यों को पूर्ण रूप से प्राप्त करने में हमने कामयाबी हासिल की। और इस ऑपरेशन का उद्देश्य कोई भी युद्ध छेड़ना नहीं था, बल्कि फोर्स के डिमॉन्स्ट्रेटिव यूज से एडवर्सरी को झुकने के लिए मजबूर करना था। 10 मई की सुबह जब भारतीय वायुसेना ने पाकिस्तान की मल्टीपल एयरफील्ड पर करारा प्रहार किया तो पाकिस्तान ने हार मान ली। अध्यक्ष महोदय, और हॉस्टिलिटी रोकने की कोशिश की। आप रोक दीजिए महाराज। उन्होंने एक कोशिश की, हमारे डीएमओ से बात की, महाराज अब रोक दीजिए, बहुत हो गया। यह पेशकश इस कैबिनेट के साथ स्वीकार की गई थी। अध्यक्ष महोदय, 10 मई की सुबह जब भारतीय वायुसेना ने पाकिस्तान की मल्टीपल एयरफील्ड पर करारा प्रहार किया तो पाकिस्तान ने हार मानी और हॉस्टिलिटी रोकने की उन्होंने पेशकश की। यह पेशकश इस कैबिनेट के साथ स्वीकार की गई हम लोगों के द्वारा कि यह ऑपरेशन केवल पाज किया गया है, स्थगित किया गया है। यह ऑपरेशन समाप्त नहीं हुआ है। अध्यक्ष महोदय, अगर पाकिस्तान की ओर से भविष्य में कोई भी मिस एडवेंचर हुआ तो यह ऑपरेशन, अध्यक्ष महोदय, मैं सदन को आश्वस्त करना चाहता हूं, दोबारा प्रारंभ हो।
Congress veteran P. Chidambaram has said that homegrown terrorists could be involved in the Pahalgam terror attack and questioned what evidence proves that the killers came from Pakistan. The former Home Minister also said that the government is unwilling to disclose the work NIA has done in the aftermath of the terror attack. Mr. Chidambaram accused the government of hiding the losses during Operation Sindoor. Have they identified the terrorists, where they came from? I mean, for all we know, they could be homegrown terrorists. Why do you assume that they came from Pakistan? There is no evidence of that. They are also hiding the losses. I said it in a column that in a war, losses will occur on both sides. I understand that India would have suffered losses. Be upfront. Winston Churchill in World War II made a statement every other day. Whatever losses they suffered, Britain suffered, they made it plain. Therefore, they are reluctant to admit the losses. But losses are inevitable and natural in a war. So admit the losses. I think they can put a large shroud on Operation Sindoor. It won't work.
They suddenly realized that they were not fighting Pakistan, they were fighting China and Pakistan. They suddenly realized that they were not fighting Pakistan, they were fighting China and Pakistan.
Like the remark of Congress MP Pranati Shinde that Operation Sindoor was a government tamasha was certainly despicable. Her father, Sushil Kumar Shinde, said he had used term saffron terror as directed by Congress Party.
Operation Sindoor नाम सुनने में देशभक्ति का लगता है, लेकिन असल में ये सिर्फ मीडिया पर किया सरकार का एक तमाशा था। कोई नहीं बता रहा है कि इस ऑपरेशन में हासिल क्या हुआ, कितने आतंकी पकड़े गए, हमारे कितने फाइटर जेट्स गिराए गए, कौन जिम्मेदार है, कौन किसकी गलती है। इसका हिसाब देने का दायित्व इस सरकार का है, मगर देश में सवाल पूछने पर ही पाबंदी है, क्योंकि ये सरकार सवाल सुनना ही नहीं चाहती है, बल्कि ये सरकार जवाबदेही से ही भागती है।
And Jaya Bachchan took a serious exception to name Operation Sindoor.
सर, एक तो मैं आप लोगों को बधाई दूंगी कि आपने ऐसे लेखकों को रखा हुआ है जो बड़े बड़े नाम देते हैं। ये नाम सिंदूर दिया क्यों? सिंदूर तो उजड़ गया लोगों का, जो मारे गए, जिनकी पत्नियां रह गईं।
प्लीज
आप बोलिए। Either you speak or I will speak.
जज आप बोलिए प्लीज।
मैं छोड़ूंगी। I will not.
जो आप बोल रहे हैं वही रिकॉर्ड में जाएगा केवल। जो आप बोल रहे हैं वही रिकॉर्ड में जाएगा।
When you speak, I don't interrupt. When a woman speaks, I never interrupt. So please, mind your tongue. Priyanka, don't control me. सर, ये जो यात्री गए थे, मैं बिल्कुल बाकी चीजों के ऊपर ध्यान नहीं दे रही। जो यात्री गए थे वो किस लिए गए थे? 370 अबॉलिश करने के बाद छाती ठोक के मैंने देखा है राज्यसभा में कहा गया, टेररिज्म विल बी फिनिश्ड, वी प्रॉमिस यू। व्हाट हैपेंड? ये यात्री उसी भरोसे गए थे। आपने प्रॉमिस किया था हम जा रहे हैं कश्मीर, हमारे लिए तो जन्नत है। मिला क्या उन लोगों को जन्नत से? सर, you have destroyed the faith and the trust of people you promised. वो परिवार के लोग आपको कभी माफ नहीं करेंगे।
Shashi Tharoor was not allowed to speak.
Outside House Tharoor said, "We have options." What options? Tharoor didn't clarify.
Like Rahul Gandhi got isolated in his own party when he endorsed statement of Trump that Indian economy is dead. All others criticized the statement of Trump.
When a head of state of a certain country who may not have a deep understanding of South Asian history repeatedly makes a claim that India and Pakistan's conflict dates back thousands of years, when all of us know it's from 1947. No one chooses to quote him. But when he makes a claim which suits someone's narrative, that gets quoted. So I want to make one comment. I studied in the US. We respect America's people. We respect America's democracy. I would say we even respect America's presidency. But our trust in India's armed forces and elected leadership has to precede the words of any head of state, regardless of which country they belong to. In fact, one advice to the Americans: if the Americans had listened to India's experience and knowledge regarding Pakistan, perhaps 9/11 and the $8 trillion war on terror would not have happened.
But Rahul Gandhi, Trump's ardent follower, says India's economy is dead economy.
Everybody knows that the Indian economy is a dead economy. I'm glad that President Trump has stated a fact.
नहीं बिल्कुल नहीं यार, आपको पता है।
Would Rahul Gandhi be more happier if Indian economy is referred as depressed economy, recession economy, meltdown economy, moribund economy, an ailing economy, or a collapsed economy?
I'm amazed. How can the leader of India's opposition sitting in our parliament hate India so much by calling the Indian economy a dead economy? This man's self-loathing today has become unbearable. Rahul Gandhi must realize that he makes these statements thinking he's being smart, but actually he's being intellectually vacuous, because no one cares. Let me tell you, the Congress party must recognize the fact that you cannot win an election in India by hating everything that India does, India is capable of, and that Indians believe in. His bitterness, his anger against Narendra Modi has now become an anger against India. He needs help. He needs serious help. He needs serious counseling. Look at his behavior in Parliament. Look at the way he addresses people. You know, you may hate Narendra Modi. He's the Prime Minister of our country. He got elected. He didn't sneak in through the back door. There's a political discourse that we must follow. There's a certain level of respect. There's some tehzeeb with which you must address people. All that has gone to the wind. So my worry is that Rahul Gandhi will upset more people than he himself believes. So I treat Rahul Gandhi and Donald Trump in the same intellectual bucket.
After Operation Sindoor, it's time for SIR in the Parliament next week.
Protests on Operation Sindoor. Protests on special intensive revision of polls in Bihar.
Protest slogan: SIR Loktantra pe Var. Top court's advice to opposition on Bihar voter list throw. Act as in GOS.
Bring 15 people that are alive. Supreme Court's advice to opposition on Bihar voter list row.
The Supreme Court has ruled over the hearing date challenging the intensive electoral roll revision in poll-bound Bihar. The Apex Court will now conduct the final hearing of the matter on August 12 and 13 amid concerns from the opposition about mass exclusion from the draft electoral poll at the end of the first phase of the special intensive revision. The bench of Justice Surya Kant and Justice Joymalia Bagchi listed the matter for final hearing next month while assuring that the top court would immediately step in if there are issues of mass exclusion in the draft rule. Moreover, the court advised the political parties to act as NGOs this time, suggesting the opposition parties hit the ground and bring evidence of their concerns, which include alleged case of exclusion of genuine voters to bring weight to their argument.
As the protests continued, Modi completed his tour to the UK, Maldives, and Gangaikonda Cholapuram.
PM Modi in Gangaikonda Cholapuram. Rajendra Chola's legacy brought alive.
सावन का पवित्र महीना और बृहदेश्वर शिव मंदिर का निर्माण शुरू होने के 1000 इयर्स का ऐतिहासिक अवसर रुद्राय अंड रुद्राय ब्रह्मांड रुद्राय ऐसे अद्भुत समय में मुझे भगवान बृहदेश्वर शिव के चरणों में उपस्थित होकर के पूजा करने का सौभाग्य मिला है। रुद्राय अदल रुद्राय विदल रुद्राय सुदल रुद्राय महादल रुद्राय धरादल रुद्राय धरादल रुद्राय पादाल रुद्राय नमो नमः।
Rajendra Chola I, who reigned from 1014 to 1044 CE, was not just the son of Rajaraja Chola. He was a ruler who took the Chola Empire to unprecedented heights, expanding it from the Tungabhadra in the north to Sri Lanka in the south and eastward into Southeast Asia. But his most dramatic feat came around the year 1025 when he led a military expedition into the Gangetic Plains, defeating powerful northern rulers like Mahipala of Bengal and the Kalingas. In a symbolic gesture of victory, water from the river Ganga was brought back to the south, carried on the heads of defeated kings, and poured into a colossal man-made lake called the Chola Gangam. This is today known as the Ponneri Lake in present-day Ariyalur district. Rajendra Chola assumed the title Gangaikonda Cholan, the Chola who conquered the Ganga. And to mark this historic moment, he shifted his capital from Tanjavur to a new strategically located, meticulously planned city, Gangaikonda Cholapuram.
You are watching Sanglikar's Weekly.
Operation Mahadev. Recovered mobile phones, long-range communication sets hold key to Pahalgam terrorists' Pakistan link.
Moving on, as Defence Minister Rajnath Singh began the Operation Sindoor debate in Parliament, security forces scored a massive win by gunning down 3 Pakistani terrorists in an encounter near Srinagar. In fact, 2 of them involved in the Pahalgam attack in which 26 civilians, innocent civilians, were murdered in cold blood. Suleiman Shah, a Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist, was identified as the mastermind of the 22nd April terror attack that shook the nation. Security sources have confirmed that he was actually among the terrorists killed in the encounter. But the security action, codenamed Operation Mahadev, took place after intelligence inputs and technical surveillance suggested that there was terrorist movement in the area. The operation was jointly carried out by the Indian Army as well as the Jammu and Kashmir police personnel. And during the encounter, the security forces also recovered arms and ammunition from the site where the terrorists were found. You must note that sources say that Operation Mahadev is part of a broader effort to eliminate sleeper cells and terrorists which have infiltrated into the Kashmir Valley.
अध्यक्ष महोदय ये पूछ रहे हैं कि आज महादेव ऑपरेशन पे मैं धन्यवाद क्यों नहीं दे रहा हूं? आखिरकार इनकाउंटर कल ही क्यों हुआ? इतना ही टेक्नोलॉजी और इन चीजों को सब समझते हैं, तो आखिरकार अध्यक्ष महोदय पुलवामा में जो गाड़ी में आरडीएक्स आया, वो गाड़ी आज तक क्यों नहीं पकड़ी गई? आज भी भारतीय जनता पार्टी चाहे तो पुलवामा में जो गाड़ी आई है, सैटेलाइट इमेजेस से वो पता कर सकती है कि वो किस रास्ते से वो गाड़ी आई थी।
ऑपरेशन सिंदूर ये तो तमाशा था। ये आतंकवादियों ने जिन 26 लोगों को मौत के घाट उतारा था ना, उस भयंकर क्रूर घटना पर ये तेजाब छिड़कने वाला पाप है और ये कांग्रेस के नेता बुलवाते हैं। पहलगाम के हमलावरों को कल हमारे सुरक्षा बलों ने ऑपरेशन महादेव करके अपने अंजाम तक पहुंचाया। लेकिन मैं हैरान हूं कि यहां ठहाके लगा के पूछा गया कि आखिर ये कल ही क्यों हुआ? ऑपरेशन के लिए कोई सावन महीने का सोमवार ढूंढा गया था क्या?
Indian political parties, so many, so weird. Indian political canvas, so wide, so colorful. BJP, Congress, Shiv Sena, TDP, TMC, DMK. Communist Party, JDU, BJP. So many, oh so many.
Like Prajwal Ravana, ex-JDS MP and ex-PM Devagada's grandson, was convicted of raping 47-year-old domestic help. Prajwal is facing 3 more rape cases. Terrible!
Prajwal Ravana case. Hassan MP found guilty of rape. Ex-PM Devagada's grandson convicted. Prajwal Ravana, ex-PM Devagada's grandson, has been convicted in rape case. A special court in Bengaluru has convicted Prajwal Ravana, former Hassan MP and grandson of ex-PM HD Devagada, for raping a 47-year-old domestic help. Case relates to one of 4 rape complaints filed against Ravana. Charges included rape, repeated rape, sexual harassment, voyeurism, disrobing, criminal intimidation, and destruction of evidence under IPC. Ravana was also charged under Section 66E of the IT Act for violation of privacy. The trial began on May 2nd and involved 38 hearings, with 26 witnesses examined and 180 documents submitted. The victim's identity remains protected, as per Supreme Court guidelines on sexual assault case. Haridwar, 6 killed, several injured at the Mansa Devi temple stampede. In a tragic incident, 6 people died and several others were injured after a stampede broke out at the Mansa Devi temple in Uttarakhnd's Haridwar on Sunday, an official said. The incident took place as a huge crowd gathered at the temple in the city, and the rumor spread of an electric shock on the stairs, the official said, adding that cops are investigating the claims. Prima facie, the stampede was triggered by a rumor of an electric shock on stairs 100 meters down the temple route. "We are investigating further," SSP Pramendra Singh Dobal told news agency ANI. He informed that around 35 people were taken to the hospital, out of whom 6 have been confirmed dead, while the rest are undergoing treatment.
Haridwar Mansadevi temple stampede is a sad phenomenon, isn't it? Make ministers liable for stampedes. Things may improve. Bihar elections free gifts.
Bihar elections Revati. Bihar election news. Bihar schools pay hike. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar doubles salaries of key staff. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar on Friday announced yet another SOP ahead of the upcoming assembly elections, doubling the honorarium of education workers in the state. In a social media post on X, Nitish claimed that cooks, night watchmen, and physical education and health instructors have played a crucial role in strengthening the education system in the state, and announced an increment in their monthly salaries.
A new Kerala story.
Kerala nuns arrested in Chhattisgarh.
2 Kerala nuns arrested in Chhattisgarh. Kerala CM writes to PM Modi after the arrest. The arrest of 2 nuns ignites a political controversy.
The arrest of 2 Catholic nuns from Assisi Sisters of Mary Immaculate on July 26 in Chhattisgarh has sparked outrage. The 2 nuns were arrested from Durg railway station while they were being accompanied by 3 women. The Chhattisgarh police charged the Kerala nuns with human trafficking and religious conversion under BNS. The 2 nuns, Preeti Mary and Vandana Francis, were arrested along with Suman Mandavi, a resident of Narayanpur. A report by TNN suggested that the women were being offered jobs as kitchen helpers. The matter came to light after a ticket examiner asked the girls about their tickets.
Another Kerala story.
Nimisha Priya's death sentence _ Grand Mufti says execution cancelled, government says incorrect info. Contrary to viral claims, Kerala nurse Nimisha Priya's death sentence in Yemen has not been overturned, according to a statement from the Indian government. Reports from the Grand Mufti's office had suggested her sentence was cancelled following negotiations, but the Ministry of External Affairs now calls that information inaccurate. Nimisha was convicted in 2020 for the murder of a Yemeni national in 2017. While her execution was postponed earlier this month, she remains on death row and diplomatic efforts continue. Information being circulated by certain individuals regarding the Nimisha Priya case is inaccurate and does not reflect the current status of the matter, sources revealed on Tuesday. Nimisha Priya, an Indian national, is facing the death penalty in a murder case in Yemen.
Breaking news. Next news item, oh, it's breaking fast. Hold your breath, this rush won't last. Lost.
Raj Thackeray enters Madho Shri after 13 years to greet Uddhav on birthday. The meeting comes weeks after the 2 leaders shared the stage at a joint rally on July 5, marking a rare moment of public unity. At the Awaz Marathi Cha rally held at Worli Dome in Mumbai, the Thackeray cousins had embraced on stage after the Maharashtra government rolled back 2 government resolutions proposing the inclusion of Hindi as a 3rd language in schools. BJP slams Congress for comparing Rahul Gandhi with Ambedkar. A political slugfest broke out between the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, and the Congress over Grand Old Party leader Udit Raja's remark comparing Lok Sabha leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar.
Political row has erupted after Congress leader Udit Raj has compared leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi to B.R. Ambedkar and said that all OBCs must back Rahul Gandhi as he could be what he says the second Ambedkar. Now, following this comment by the Congress leader, the BJP swiftly attacked the party, said that the Congress has insulted Ambedkar and must look for another Nehru instead of tarnishing Ambedkar's legacy.
राहुल गांधी जी की बात में दूरदर्शिता बहुत है, यानी अगर पिछड़ों को हम ऊपर लाते हैं या दलितों को ऊपर लाते हैं तो हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था बड़ी होगी, बाइंग पावर बढ़ेगी, क्रय शक्ति बढ़ेगी और जो समाज के अंदर असमानता है वह कम होगा। तो राहुल गांधी जी की बात को अगर ओबीसी समझ गया तो चल पड़ा तो राहुल गांधी उनके लिए सेकंड अम्बेडकर सिद्ध होंगे।
All the king's horses could not find the culprit yet again.
17 years after the devastating Malegaon blast shook Maharashtra, a special NIA court in Mumbai pronounced its verdict today in the long-awaited case. NIA court acquitted all 7 accused in the Malegaon blast case, including former BJP lawmaker Pragya Thakur and former army official Lieutenant Colonel Purohit and others. Now, the NIA court observed that there is no evidence to prove the bomb was planted inside the motorcycle that allegedly belonged to Pragya. It stated that the explosive could have been placed or even hung on the vehicle. Additionally, the court noted that there was no proof that RDX was stored at Lieutenant Colonel Prasad Purohit's residence. The court noted that no sketch of the spot was done by the investigation officer while doing the Panchnama and that the samples were contaminated, so the reports can't be conclusive and are not reliable. The court said the bike allegedly involved in the blast did not have a clear vehicle identification number and that prosecution could not prove that it was in Pragya's possession immediately before the blast. Addressing the judge in the NIA court, Pragya Thakur made a heartfelt statement. She said, and I quote from it, "I said this from the very beginning that those who are called for investigation, there should be a basis behind it. I was called by them for investigation and was arrested and tortured, and this ruined my whole life. I was living a sage's life, but I was made an accused and no one was willingly standing beside us. Today Hindutva has won and God will punish those who are guilty."
You are watching Sanglikars Weekly.
Like Andhra Pradesh CM Chandrababu Naidu took language row to a new level by demanding that Telugu be made second language in Singapore. A good suggestion.
ఇది కూడా మీరు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. ఇంగ్లీష్తోనే నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుందని మాట్లాడే పరిస్థితికి వచ్చారు. ఇదే హౌస్లో నేను చూశాను. లాంగ్వేజ్ అనేది కమ్యూనికేషన్ మాత్రమే. లాంగ్వేజ్తో నాలెడ్జ్ రాదు. నాలెడ్జ్ వచ్చేది మాతృభాషలో చదువుకున్న వాళ్లే. ఈరోజు ప్రపంచం మొత్తం ఎక్కడ రాణించినా మాతృభాషలో చదువుకున్న వాళ్లే రాణించారు. చాలా ఈజీ టు లెర్న్. అలాంటిది ఈరోజు ఈ ప్రభుత్వం కూడా నేను చాలా స్పష్టంగా మీ అందరికీ చెప్తున్నా, లాంగ్వేజ్ అనేది ద్వేషించడానికి కాదు. ఈరోజు మనం ఇక్కడ మాతృభాష తెలుగు, హిందీ జాతీయ భాష, ఇంటర్నేషనల్ లాంగ్వేజ్ ఇంగ్లీష్. మన వాళ్ళు ఈరోజు వేరే దేశాలకు పోతున్నారు, జపాన్కు పోతున్నారు, జర్మనీకి వెళ్తున్నారు, లేదంటే ఇంకా కొన్ని దేశాలకు వెళ్తున్నారు. అవసరమైతే ఆ లాంగ్వేజ్ కూడా ఇక్కడ పెట్టి నేర్చుకుంటే అక్కడ పోయినప్పుడు చాలా ఈజీ అవుతుంది. లైవ్లీహుడ్కి ఎన్ని లాంగ్వేజ్ కావాలని నేర్చుకుంటాం, మాతృభాషను మరిచిపోం. జాతీయ భాష నేర్చుకుంటే హిందీ కూడా ఢిల్లీకి పోయినప్పుడు ఫ్లూయెంట్గా వేరే వాళ్ళతో కూడా మాట్లాడే పరిస్థితికి వస్తుంది. కాబట్టి మీరందరూ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం ఉంది. లేనిపోని రాజకీయాలు చేయడం కాకుండా ఈరోజు మనందరం ఆలోచించుకొని భాష అనేది ఒక కమ్యూనికేషన్కు ఉపయోగపడేది కాబట్టి ఎన్ని భాషలు నేర్చుకోగలిగితే అంత మంచిది. ఆ విషయం కూడా మీరందరూ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సిందిగా నేను కోరుతున్నా. నెక్స్ట్.
In another update, the apex court today came down heavily on the state of Tamil Nadu for what it called an attempt to derail the trial against former State Minister V. Senthil Balaji in the high-profile Cash for Jobs scam. A bench comprising Justices Suryakant and Joy Malia Bagchi was hearing a plea challenging clubbing of multiple charge sheets in the scam. The petition was filed by Y. Balaji, who represents victims of the alleged scam. In a strong observation, the top court noted that the state had named nearly 2,000 to 2,500 people as accused, that is, individuals who had allegedly paid bribes to secure government jobs. The court asked whether this move was deliberately aimed at ensuring the trial never concludes during the minister's lifetime. The bench questioned the logic behind prosecuting those who may have paid small sums under pressure just to get their children employed, and hinted that such large-scale implications of bribe givers may be a tactic to stall the entire judicial process. The court has now asked the state of Tamil Nadu to submit detailed responses on critical points, including who were the brokers or middlemen, which officers allegedly acted on the recommendations of the ministers, who were the members of the job selection committee, etc. The plea before the court challenges a Madras High Court order dated 28th March, which had upheld the special court's decision to club multiple supplementary charge sheets into one main charge sheet in the corruption case. The petitioner, through senior advocate Gopal Shankara Narayan, argued that the state is actively colluding with its own minister to dilute the case and delay proceedings. On the other hand, senior advocates Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Amit Anand Tiwari, appearing for the state, pushed back strongly. They accused the petitioner of forum shopping, pointing out that a similar petition had already failed before the High Court and that the petitioner had not approached the High Court again before filing this plea in the Supreme Court. Well, the matter is now listed for further hearing.
You are watching Sanglikars Weekly.
Hindi movie 12 Fail has won the Best Film Award in the 71st National Film Awards. Announcing the awards today in New Delhi this evening, Chairman of Jury Feature Film Ashutosh Gawadekar said Shah Rukh Khan and Vikrant Massey have won the National Film Awards in Best Actor category for Jawan and 12 Fail. He said Rani Mukherjee has been given Best Actress Award for her performance in the film Mrs. Chatterjee vs. Norway.
71st National Film Awards. Shah Rukh Khan and Vikrant Massey share Best Actor honor for Jawan and 12 Fail. Best Film Award.
The first one going to the Hindi film Jawan, actor Shah Rukh Khan. The second shared award is for the Hindi film 12 Fail. The actor is Vikrant Massey. Best Actor in a leading role is also a shared award. The first one going to the Hindi film Jawan, awarded to the actor for delivering a powerhouse performance, balancing raw intensity and emotional depth, and bringing to life a hero who fights not just enemies, but societal boundaries, creating two unforgettable cinema personas. Actor Shah Rukh Khan. The second shared award is for the Hindi film 12th Fail, for portraying with raw honesty and emotional depth the transformative journey of a village boy, once aimless, later unstoppable, who rises to become an IPS officer. The actor is Vikrant Massey. Best Direction goes to the Hindi film The Kerala Story, for bringing to light a deeply complex and urgent social issue with utmost sensitivity, cinematic precision, and commitment to storytelling with conviction and technical finesse. The director is Sudipto Sen. The best film in AVGC. AVGC is animation, visual effects, gaming and comics. Goes to the Telugu film Hanuman. For its curious blend of live action, animation and visual effects, Hanuman proves that technical excellence and emotional depth can coexist, earning its place as a visual spectacle while inspiring a new era of mythological superhero storytelling. The producer is Prime Show Entertainment Private Limited. The director is Prasant Verma, and the animator and VFX supervisor Jetty Venkat Kumar. Best feature film promoting national, social and environmental values goes to the Hindi film Sam Bahadur, for its stirring tribute to to courage, integrity and patriotism through the life of Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, and thereby evoking deep respect for India's military legacy. Producer is Unilaser Ventures Private Limited. Director Meghna Gulzar.
And Amir Khan has made his Sitarai Zameen Par available on YouTube at rupees 100. A noble initiative or marketing gimmick. Viewers charged more than rupees 100 for Amir Khan's Sitari Zameen Par on YouTube. Team issues apology. Amir Khan's team apologized for the higher rental price of his movie Sitar Zameen Par on Apple devices, citing technical reasons.
I find nothing wrong in 60-year-old Liz Hurley and her 85-year-old mother Angela posing in leopard print swimsuits. Do you?
Elizabeth Hurley and her mother, Angela Mary Hurley, have shown that age is merely a number. The 60-year-old actress celebrated her mother's 85th birthday in matching animal print swimsuits from her swimwear line, Elizabeth Hurley Beach. Twinning with my mama, party popper emoji, we just celebrated her 85th birthday, in at Elizabeth Hurley Beach of course, Elizabeth shared on Instagram. In a post, Elizabeth flaunted her figure in a $91 leopard print bikini paired with a breezy white embroidered cover-up. Angela sported a one-piece version of the same print, priced at $175, and matched her daughter's cover-up. The duo posed in a vibrant garden, arms around each other, radiating joy in their coordinated outfits.
Sanglikars weekly, the ink never dries.
And Urfi Javed is a key speaker at ECO, Times Fashion Summit. Nothing wrong, just informing for those interested.
आज हम बात करेंगे उर्फी जावेद के 5 सबसे यूनिक ड्रेस की, जिसको देखकर आप चौंक जाएंगे। नंबर 5 पर है ब्लैक फायर ड्रेस, जिसमें आग लगने से उर्फी की प्रमोशनल सीरीज का नाम नजर आ रहा है, और उर्फी ने सबको इस करतब से चौंका दिया। नंबर 4 पर है ग्रीन छिपकली ड्रेस, जिसमें उर्फी के सीने पर एक हरी छिपकली लौटते हुए नजर आ रही है। नंबर 3 पर है ब्लैक मैजिक बटरफ्लाई ड्रेस, जिसमें उर्फी की पूरी क्रिएटिविटी नजर आ रही है, और ड्रेस से उड़ती बटरफ्लाई का मैजिक बहुत चर्चा में रहा। नंबर 2 पर है ब्लैक ऑक्टोपस ड्रेस, जिसमें उर्फी ऑक्टोपस के घूमते टेंटेकल्स के बीच में सुर्खियां बटोरती नजर आई है। नंबर 1 पर है यूनिवर्स ड्रेस, जिसमें उर्फी ने सारे ग्रहों के साथ ये ड्रेस डिजाइन किया है, और अंधेरे में इसमें खूबसूरत लाइट जलने से उर्फी ने सभी को अपनी क्रिएटिविटी से चौंका दिया।
Like in sports, R. Jadeja and W. Sundar managed a draw for India in 4th Test. Draw looked like a victory for us.
इंडिया वर्सेज इंग्लैंड 4th टेस्ट मैच के आखिर में मैदान पर हो गया बड़ा ड्रामा। बेन स्टोक्स ने जब देखा कि जडेजा और वाशिंगटन सुंदर तो जबरदस्त बैटिंग कर रहे हैं और आउट होने का नाम ही नहीं ले रहे, तो वो अंपायर से बात करने के बाद सीधा जडेजा के पास चले गए कि मैच को ड्रॉ कर दिया जाए। लेकिन जडेजा और वाशिंगटन सुंदर ने उस टाइम ड्रॉ एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया, क्योंकि दोनों अपने शतक के करीब थे, जिसके बाद मैदान पर माहौल पूरा गर्मा गया था, क्योंकि बेन स्टोक्स को इसमें अपनी बेइज्जती महसूस हुई कि हम खुद ड्रॉ के लिए हाथ आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं और इंडिया ने इसे एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया। बेन स्टोक्स इंडियन बैटर्स पर इतना ज्यादा भड़क गए कि पहले तो वो खुद बैंस कर रहे थे, लेकिन बाद में उन्होंने अपने खिलाड़ियों को जडेजा और वाशिंगटन सुंदर से बात तक करने को मना कर दिया। इसके बाद जडेजा ने हैरी ब्रूक को छक्का जड़कर अपनी सेंचुरी पूरी की और जड्डू का शतक पूरा होने के बाद भी हैरी ब्रूक हाथ मिलाने के लिए आगे बढ़े कि अब तो ड्रॉ के लिए मान जाओ, लेकिन जडेजा और वाशिंगटन सुंदर अपने ही सेलिब्रेशन में बिजी थे। शुभमन गिल भी बाहर से ये सब देखकर हंस रहे थे कि जो इंग्लैंड ये मैच आसानी से जीत सकती थी, वो अब हमें खुद ड्रॉ के लिए मना रहे हैं।
PM Modi congratulates Divya Deshmukh on winning FIDE Women's World Chess Championship 2025.
The Women's Chess World Cup of 2025, because breaking news, Divya Deshmukh has managed to beat Koneru Hampi in the 2 rapid tiebreakers, and with that she has become the first Indian ever to win the prestigious Women's Chess World Cup. It is a phenomenal achievement. It is one of the best in this clash of generations, because if you look at it, Koneru Hampi 38 years old, two-time world rapid champion, she held the edge, but Divya Deshmukh pushing for a win. Every single time she was trying to go for a win and not settle for a draw, ensured that Humpy, the veteran Koneru Humpy, cracked under pressure and made several blunders by which Divya Deshmukh managed to capitalize on it and become the World Cup winner at the age of 19.
Like the news of Shailesh Jejurikar being appointed global CEO of US multinational Procter & Gamble is heartening. He is the first Indian/Asianist to be appointed CEO of P&G. Shailesh Jejurikar will become the first Indian CEO of Procter & Gamble in its 187-year history, taking charge in January 2026. A 58-year-old business leader with a 36-year career at P&G, he has held leadership roles across 4 continents, heading iconic brands like Tide, Ariel, and Febreze. An alumnus of IIM Lucknow and Hyderabad Public School, he was also a classmate and close friend of Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella. His brother, Rajesh Jejurikar, is executive director and CEO at Mahindra Group. The Jejurikar brothers exemplify Indian excellence in global business leadership across industries and continents. Like in commerce, TCS is to lay off 12,000 employees. Microsoft too is in the same mode. A fallout of Trump policies, or AI, or both.
In a major move, Tata Consultancy Services, India's biggest IT firms, is reducing its global workforce by about 2%, which could affect around 12,000 employees. However, the company insists this move is not due to AI-based productivity gains. As per the company, the layoffs are happening because of limited options to redeploy employees who do not match current project requirements, and the company is still actively hiring and training people, but some roles, especially at mid and senior levels, are hard to place. The company is set to follow its HR policy to ensure that outgoing employees are treated with dignity and provided adequate support. TCS has not provided a timeline for the layoffs but said the process will take place gradually through financial year 2026. On the other hand, Microsoft too has let go of more than 15,000 employees this year. On top of that, around 2,000 workers labeled as underperformers have also exited the company. This comes as Microsoft is reporting strong earnings and hitting record high stock prices. In a memo to the employees, CEO Satya Nadella acknowledged the layoffs and said he understands how difficult this period has been for everyone. Despite the company's solid financial health, he said restructuring is necessary to stay aligned with long-term goals, especially as Microsoft continues to invest heavily around $80 billion in building AI infrastructure. Similarly, Intel is making one of the biggest cuts this year, with plans to reduce its workforce by about 24,000 employees, roughly a quarter of its total staff. The decision was announced during the company's quarterly earnings update. With that, a decline in the IT sector has been seen in the recent time, but this move has come up as a major concern for software professionals facing severe job crisis.
Like Lord Meghnad Desai, Professor Emeritus London School of Economics, 85, passed away. He was well versed in economics and Dilip Kumar movie.
Eminent Indian-born economist and author Lord Meghnad Desai passed away on July 29, 2025 at the age of 85. Desai is a multifaceted personality and a member of the United Kingdom's House of Lords. He was awarded the Padma Bhushan, India's third highest civilian honour, in 2008. Meghnad Jagdish Chandra Desai, popularly known as Lord Desai, was born in Vadodara in 1940. He completed his bachelor's and master's degree in economics from the University of Mumbai before securing a scholarship to the University of Pennsylvania, where he completed his PhD in economics in 1963. Desai authored and edited more than 20 books and have published over 200 articles for academic journals.
And finally, an international survey has revealed that if you say, "he is stupid," 90% of people understand who he is.
Why an idiot's guide? Because as painfully obvious as it is, some people just don't get it or refuse to. Let's start with US President Donald Trump addressing the World Economic Forum in Davos.
My message to every business in the world is very simple. Come make your product in America and we will give you among the lowest taxes of any nation on earth. We're bringing them down very substantially, even from the original Trump tax cuts. But if you don't make your product in America, which is your prerogative, then very simply you will have to pay a tariff, differing amounts, but a tariff which will direct hundreds of billions of dollars and even trillions of dollars into our treasury.
While Trump brandishes the threat of tariffs like a bull with a bazooka in a china shop, nobody dares correct him on how they actually work. No, he will not be raking it in from the countries he slaps his tariffs on. That's just not how it works. School children should know this, let alone the ruler of the most powerful empire in human history. I suppose it's up to the child now to point out the emperor's nudity. Let's break it down in the simplest possible terms, taking tariffs aimed at China as the example. Americans depend heavily on all kinds of products from China. Smartphones, digital automation systems, toys, media transmission systems, lithium batteries, display monitors, computer parts, and plastic goods, to name but a few. Any tariffs on these Chinese goods will be paid by the American companies importing them, not the Chinese companies sending them across. None of the Chinese exporters shipping these staples out of their country will pay a red cent more. It's the American importers who will pay the tariffs for the goods at the port of entry, and they will pass on the cost to American retailers, who in turn will have to raise prices for American consumers. So yes, Trump may well earn some revenue for the Treasury from his tariffs, but effectively by taxing Americans. Ultimately shutting Chinese companies out by slapping tariffs on their goods that US importers can't afford will require other trade partners to fill the void. But replacing China as the source will be no piece of cake, especially when Trump is threatening everyone else and their mums with similar tariffs. Of course China will be hurt as well, which is America's desired intention. China will have to retaliate with tit-for-tat tariffs on US imports in a lose-lose escalation of what has been a relatively manageable low-intensity trade war so far. Does Trump, the pathological transaction man, the deal maker, the profit taker, really want to lose so much money when he could be doing business and winning? Does he really want Americans to pay more for this MAGA hat? It's made in China, of course, just like almost everything else these days.
Part 2 follows.